Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about the 2020 bronze question, mad scientist. So the context of the question is Farmer John ordered some cows, which he planned to have it in certain order, which is either H or G. However, when the cows arrived at his farm, their breeds are formed a different string from his original wanted string. So his mad scientist cousin Ben his mad scientist cousin Ben created a machine that is capable of toggling the breed, so G becomes H and H becomes G. Now, Farmer John wants to know the minimum number of toggles that the machine has to perform for the B string is equivalent to the A string. The B string is the order that the cows arrived in, the A string is what he wanted. So, for example, this is our sample input. And the output is 2 because for their first index, with index 0, they can flip these, so H will become G, and well, these are the same, so I'm not going to flip them. Now it is flipping within a substring, so they could be connected. So here the 2 G's will become 2 H's, so that would make B equivalent to the first one. So how can we code this? What we can do is count the number of substrings that are different, that are separated by the same values. So the outline of our code would be using a while loop. Now, this assignment doesn't have a specific runtime requirement, so we can be more flexible with it. So while, we have to limit within the length of the string. So while less than the length, and if the letters are different, so the index of A is different than the index of B, we can add swaps. Right? And we also need to use while again. So while if they're also still different, so after this performs if while they're still different, so we'll just copy paste from that in our code. Index will still just add because we don't want them to count every single differences, because these two count as one swap. They are the same because of the same substring. They're not separated by anything that cannot be swapped. So G can swap to H, both of them, so that counts as one swap, right? And then afterwards it's just regular I plus stuff like that, random room. But that's pretty easy. It's just that's the overall concept and the outline of our code. So let's just show you how to write the code. So now let's write our code. So I've created a different class. Now in the competition you don't do that. Just write in the main class, and also you're going to add some like file readers. If you want to submit in the USACO website, you require file readers, or you could just write in the main class and submit somewhere else. There are, different website has different requirements. I'm not here to write like file readers, stuff like that. I'm just talking about like the overall how the code works and how it should be written. So wherever you want to submit it, just do it that way, wherever you want. So the main class just contains some test cases, and we can change them, and we can test them later on. So first, let's initialize some of our values like swaps, which is what we're going to return, and I, which is our index. So first, while loop, we're going to make sure it is less than a dot length. Right, one of the inputs is the length, but we don't need that. We already know it, so it doesn't really matter. And if, like I said, if the letter A is different than, the letter in substring A is different than B at certain index. So if A dot substring index +1, and it's automatically not equals, because I put an exclamation mark, equals B dot substring I +1, we will add swaps plus. Right. However, like I said, this will just basically count every single, wait, yeah, it's I less than, I forgot to write that. So for this, it will just count like every single differences, between the indexes. Now we don't want to do that, because remember, a substring, can be two letters connected together, and when you swap them, it will still count, as a single one. So we'll write another while loop. While, now this will have the same condition. So this is to make sure even, after if statement executes, those will be still in there. It would just still add on, and it won't count different swaps. And the rest, it will just be your normal while loop, I++ when the conditions are not met. And in the end, we would return swaps. Right? So this is our test case, and we will run them. And we should get a mistake, yes, because our test case last letter is different. And for here, if it's different, then we'll run this, and now I still plus, and of course we couldn't do that because we round up stuff. So what we need to do is and I is less than a.length. -1 actually. So now we run this, we should get 5, which let's see if it's correct. G and H, that will be our first swap. That will be our second swap. And that will be our third, fourth, like GH and HG. That'll be our fourth, and that'll be our fifth. So the code works. I've tested it or at least I sent it to my friend. My friend tested it, and it does work. So there we go. That's how we do this question.